Into the next year. This year, in my opinion, was the very best year for video games. 2018, God of War came out, Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
and all three of these are in my top 5 games of the last generation, which we'll get into after we go over the next 2 years. Excuse me. God of War. It's another case of a video game redefining itself, much like The Legend of Zelda did. It came back, and it became not really open world. It's kind of like, it's weird how to classify God of War's map. It's like semi-open world. It's open enough to where you could go around and explore, but it isn't huge. And I really like it, and I think a lot of games could use it. It definitely stemmed from the biggest inspiration for God of War, you could tell, were the Dark Souls games based on the combat and the map, because Dark Souls also has a map similar to the way God of War did it. And as much as I think that people are starting to think that Dark Souls combat is the pinnacle of action combat, it's not. Sorry to tell you guys, it's not. As much as people like it, hack and slash is the superior combat method, and it always will be. But this managed to have a perfect medium between hack and slash and Dark Souls combat that I enjoyed, and it's what slowly eased me into finally playing a Dark Souls game when I played Demon Souls. Because the step after that was Jedi Fallen Order, which was straight up like a Souls-like game. But
which we'll get into after in 2019
with the Star Wars game. But outside of the combat and the map, the story of God of War completely different from the first 3 games. It was very. I was about to say it's very emotional. The first 3 games were emotional, but that emotion was anger.
Yeah.
This emotion was more. I don't even know what emotion to even use to describe it. It was
reflective. I feel like I would say reflective.
It was very reflective on everything that Kratos did in the previous games, and how he's trying to change and become a better person for his newly found son. Like I said, we'll spoil things. I'm gonna make sure I put a spoiler at the beginning of the podcast so that people know.
Warning: everything we talk about will be spoiled.
Yeah, this entire podcast is a spoiler podcast, 100%.
Yeah.
Like that Star Wars podcast most likely will 100% be a spoiler podcast.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking about any and everything next time, bro. That's not even not even the question. Anyway, go ahead.
But like you said, it was very reflective of everything that happened in the previous games, and showing that he's trying to become a better person. And also, I'm so excited for the second game because they set up so much cool stuff. They set up so much cool stuff. I'm not even going to spoil that because I don't want to spend too much time talking about it. But yeah, fantastic game. I'm going to save Spider-Man for last. We're going to talk about Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, we just finished talking about it basically. It's
one of the best open world games ever. There's no way to talk about a video game.
Yeah, you know the game,
and not touch on Red Dead 2 at least a little bit.
You know the game's good because we started talking about it back when we were talking about GTA.
Yeah.
In terms of story, fantastic. It really lets you.
Very long, but fantastic.
Yeah, it was long.
I still haven't beat it. I watched gameplays of it. I like that it's too long for me, but
I beat it and I also want to replay it. But currently, I have it on Xbox, and the Xbox. My little brother has an Xbox because they don't have their PS4 broke, so I let them hold my Xbox. But I plan on replaying it 100%. Most likely on PS5, where the loading times are much faster, because that game takes forever to load.
Yeah, no, you'll be sitting there. I had time to make food, like go into another room and make food while it was loading.
A lot of things while that game's loading up. Same thing with GTA, honestly. Those games are huge. In terms of sheer scale, Rockstar open world games are usually the largest. And Red Dead Redemption 2 was no exception. It was a new map that's bigger than the old map from the first game, plus the entirety of the map from the first game, which was insane. I could not believe it when I didn't discover that until I beat the game. And what happened was, Rockstar Games in the case of the game, if you have it physically, comes a map. The map has the entire map.
I actually had it on my wall. It's somewhere on one of these shelves, folded up. I used to have it hanging up on my wall.
I actually have the map.
Hold on, give me a second. I kind of want to go find my map too. Like, hold on, I definitely have it somewhere. It's somewhere. It used to be on my wall. Mine's a little torn up though, because
this is the map you explore throughout the main story before you beat the game and go to the epilogue. This is New Hanover. This is the map, which is bigger than the old map by a decent amount.
Yeah.
And then
it includes the old map plus more.
Yeah, and then I didn't realize they had the old map until I looked at this map, flipped it over, and on the other side is the entirety of the map from the first game, which is called New Austin. Which, if you guys didn't know, this is based in America. It's a bunch of fictional places created within America, but
yeah,
it's meant to take place in the late 1800s during the end of the Wild West era, and you play as a bunch of cowboys in a time when cowboys are dying out, and basically the government is starting to, start
hunt down cowboys.
Yeah, starting to function the way it does today, hunting down criminals, and there no longer can be outlaws because the government is more.
I'm mad. I can't find that one or my Skyrim map because I also had a Skyrim map that came with the Skyrim game that I got on 360, and I can't find either of them. But when I find them, they're going up on my wall in my new room. So,
but yeah. Also, 2-disc download on Xbox One. That's how you know.
Yeah.
That's how you know a game's big when it takes 2 discs to download it. Well, to install it, I mean. But just to talk on the gameplay real quick before we go to Spider-Man. It's very meticulous. And where it makes you. The idea was that they really wanted you to experience what it was like to live in the Wild West. And they make you there. I was going to say there is no fast travel, but there is fast travel. They just don't.
It just takes forever. You may as well.
Yeah, and they don't.
You may as well just start walking.
They don't tell you that there's fast travel. You have to upgrade your camp to a certain point to unlock fast travel. I don't think I ever unlocked it when I played the first time.
I didn't either. I didn't even know there was fast travel until I was watching the YouTube playthrough.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think anybody knows that there's fast travel until they open YouTube and start watching some gameplay.
Yeah.
And they want you to basically ride everywhere on your horse. That's why there's no fast travel. And you do. And it's very slow. And sometimes it can get annoying. But it's weird because I played this game 2 years ago and it doesn't feel like it. It's been so long. And it feels weird that it's been so long. Same with God of War, honestly.
I think the reason I stopped playing Red Dead 2 was because I got so far into it and then a different game came out. I don't remember what it was, but Red Dead 2 is so huge and I don't have an external hard drive. I'm getting one for the 5, but I don't have an external hard drive for my 4. And so I had to delete the game to play something else. And so I don't remember how long it was until I got 5 back, but I got 5 back and somehow my save data got corrupted and I had to restart from the beginning and I won't pick the game back up.
That was actually the original reason why I got an Xbox, was so that I could play games that weren't PlayStation exclusive on the Xbox. That way I could save space on my PlayStation for other games. That's literally why I got an Xbox.
Just the PlayStation is the special system. You get the special game.
It's the special games. I play all my fighting games and PlayStation exclusives on PlayStation.
I feel like fighting games are better on PlayStation. That's for a different day. Go ahead.
Yeah. We didn't talk about Mortal Kombat X, honestly. We can talk about that a little bit. That came out in 2016.
I forgot that game existed. It's my favorite Mortal Kombat, but I forgot it existed.
It might be my favorite too, honestly. First one I played was Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the Nintendo 64. And I think after that it was Shaolin Monks. Then it was Mortal Kombat 9. And then it was X and 11. Well, 10. I always call it X even though it's 10. Um,
Everybody calls it X. There's no point in calling it anything different.
calls it X, even though it's technically 10. Mortal Kombat X, fantastic game. I think they had the best DLC out of all of the games. Predator, Leatherface, Xenomorph mixed with a Tarkatan.
I don't know, man. I'm liking Mortal Kombat 11's DLC so far.
I don't dislike it by any means. I just think that I wanted more horror characters. I don't mind.
Yeah, a lot of people did, but I like it because every DLC or every game seems to have a different theme with their DLC. I like the 80s, 90s action hero.
I think that it's just that for me, it's just that both Spawn and Terminator were underwhelming. They looked cool in their.
I forgot Spawn was in the game.
Yeah, Spawn was a character that people wanted for years, and then they finally added him. And guess what? Everybody forgot he was in the game. Because honestly, he's pretty underwhelming. He's not as cool as you want him to be. Like, I think that when it comes to
I'm fine with him gameplay wise. I just forgot he existed because I don't play 11 enough. So
I only play fighting games with friends, like in person.
Yeah, same.
I don't play fighting games online. I play them when I have like a group of friends over and we sit down and we play Mortal Kombat. The last time I played Mortal Kombat with friends, my last year of school, the entire last week of school, I brought my PlayStation every day, and we played Mortal Kombat every day.
I remember that. I remember I sat in one of those classes.
Yeah, we were in the Dara's room just playing Mortal Kombat almost all day. But I don't even know how we got Mortal Kombat. We supposed to be talking about Spider-Man. But moving on for Redemption 2, Spider-Man, in my opinion, you might disagree. I don't know. But I think it might be the best superhero game ever.
I would actually agree with that, yes.
I think the only competition it has are the Batman games. And even then, I feel like the Batman games still have the potential to be better. While that's funny because the tagline for Spider-Man is "Be Greater." But I think that Spider-Man this is a meme for anybody who doesn't know the meme from Greg Miller when he was reviewing Batman back when he worked for IGN. But it really makes you feel like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It really makes you feel like Spider-Man. And I was watching a video by a YouTube channel that actually helped me do a lot of research for a lot of these video games, especially ones that I didn't play, called Game Maker's Toolkit, where naturally he talks about game design. And me, an aspiring game designer, I watch almost all his videos. And he talked about the difference between games that make you earn basically feeling like a god and ones that just give it to you. Spider-Man is one that just gives it to you because when you play a superhero game, you don't want it to be like Dark Souls where you have to play it for hours upon hours to get good and then feel like a boss. Like, despite the fact, like, Doom is a game that makes you feel like a boss immediately, but then after that immediate feeling of being like a boss, it gets hard, and you have to get good at the end just to continue to feel like a boss. Spider-Man makes you feel that way immediately because you don't want to have to wait the entire game to finally feel like Spider-Man. From the beginning to the very end, you feel like Spider-Man. Swinging is the funnest thing you can do in that game. I've sat down, listened to a podcast, and just swung around in Spider-Man. I've done that several times. Sometimes I just mute the game and just swing around and listen to stuff like music or a podcast or watch a YouTube video while I'm swinging around. Because swinging around is therapeutic in that game, honestly.
Earlier yesterday morning, I was making a playlist for Miles Morales because I already know Miles Morales is my second favorite Marvel character of all time, and so I'm very excited for that game coming out. And I was like, I have to make a playlist for this game when I'm swinging around. Like, I have to make a music playlist for it. And so that's what I was doing yesterday morning.
Speaking of playlists, that soundtrack is already starting to sound really good.
Oh yeah, no, anything that Jaden Smith is a part of, I'm a really big Jaden Smith fan. Anything he's a part of is automatically like really good.
With Kid Cudi is really good. I also just love Kid Cudi. I'm not the biggest Jaden Smith fan, but I like Kid Cudi.
I'm a huge Jaden Smith fan.
I'm a Kid Cudi fan. But lost my train of thought. 2019. So 2019 was a bit slow, honestly. Not to say not good games came out. Like Sekiro came out, Control came out, not God of War, Resident Evil 2 came out, and Devil May Cry 5 came out. Those are the 4 games off top. You probably have a few more. But for me, Resident Evil 2 is the most important to speak about off top because I feel like it defines what remakes should be from here on out. We might have skipped over. I don't remember when Crash and Spyro came out. They came out the same year. I think it was 2018.
I just gotta say we skipped a game that I know you're gonna disagree on personally, but I think it's one of the best games in history. This was in 2017. It started off rough. It started off very rough, but got way better, like completely redefined, and that was Battlefront 2. And we skipped over that entirely, and it didn't even hit me. No, you can go like that all you want to. It's one of the best Star Wars games, if not. No, it's one of the best Star Wars games because I would put Jedi Fallen Order over it. It's one of the best, and Knights of the Old Republic, but I would put it's one of the top 3 Star Wars games of all time, and one of the best multiplayer games of all time.
You know what? We're gonna save that for the next episode.
All right. Okay. All right. Everything Star Wars is all right.
Because
I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that.
I don't think it's a bad game. I just think that it's not that good of a game either. Here's the thing. I will agree with you that it is one of the best Star Wars games, but once you take Star Wars off of that, it's not that good of a game.
No, it's still one of the best multiplayer games, one of the best shooters.
Best Star Wars, it's not the best of anything. But
it's still definitely best multiplayer. Still definitely best shooters. No, bro.
I wouldn't say best anything, but
it's definitely best, bro.
My screen's so bad. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get like a ring light or something. Like I said,
when we start doing these in person after COVID, we'll have all the good equipment.